Paranormal Karen, she's so spooky. Paranormal Karen, funny too. Paranormal Karen, she's so spooky. Oh, and did I mention she's funny too? Yeah, cha-cha-cha.
Hey, everybody. We're on, Sue. Okay. So today, thanks for a whole bunch of stuff I got to tell people. And thanks. This is episode 2, Paranormal Karen Ghost Stories with Sister Sue. Say hello.
Hello.
And she's obviously not ready. And and first of all, a couple things. This is called house cleaning, I think is the technical term. Thank you, everybody that is emailing or that are emailing me. Susie will obviously correct my English if there's any problem because she's a teacher.
Did
I get it right?
People that are emailing, yeah.
They're doing good. I'm doing bad.
They're doing well.
They're doing well. They are. So first of all, everyone that is sending the stories, thank you. We are getting some great stories, and I'm just going to use first names, and I taped these ahead of time. So tomorrow I'm going to do the raffle, because if you send me your story, you are in a raffle to possibly win a free 30-minute tarot reading from me. Ta-da! Over the phone. But I had some great, I think we got more stories than we're going to get to today. Don't you?
I do think so.
And also, we're at my parents' house, so we are again running the race of them coming back into their room.
Yeah, I think we have a good 40 minutes possibly.
Okay, if they eat slow.
Yeah.
And then they're going to come in and go, "What are you doing? What is that?" And also, really quickly, thank you to everybody that's leaving reviews on iTunes or wherever you listen. I appreciate that. Word is getting out. I'm getting so many nice reactions. And also now I get I know I love I have the best people. And the more I reach out, like to I don't know how to say this, but I keep reaching out and more people are seeing the podcast, which means more and more people are saying yes that I really want as guests. Cause I think I get the best guests.
I like the guests, I will say. Here's what I wanted to ask you though.
Okay.
You said more people are reaching out and are seeing the podcast, but you're also talking about your paranormal.
Yes, I'm moving your microphone up.
Well, no, I knew that. I just didn't know whether I should say anything.
There you go.
There
okay.
we go. More people are reaching out and watching your little videos too, right?
Right. It was not a stroke of genius to name both of them Paranormal Karen, because people never know what I'm talking about, the podcast or the web series. So either one, please leave a review, subscribe to both of them. The web series is a minute. Thank you, Sue. And that's good. And that's me being a goofball. And then this is me being a goofball for 45 minutes. And it's an audio. And wait, you just reminded me of something I have to tell them. Okay, so
while you think about that, I will make my PSA about grammar.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
I have my public service announcement for you where I got all excited on our podcast. My first claim to fame podcast, Ghost Stories with Karen Rontowski. And at the end, I can't think, disheveled. Maybe that was the word. I got all out of control and I might have had the wrong part of speech. So even if
gets out of control.
Yes, that's how I go. That's it for me.
Grammar tragedy.
So if I get all cocky and start talking about grammar and I'm wrong, I apologize in advance. Amen. That's it for me.
Amen. And there's also, here's another thing. If anyone wants to tweet at me or email me at paranormalkaren@gmail.com, I'm going to do an episode called Paranormal Dictionary because you texted me once and said, thank you for explaining what a walk-in is. And then also my friend said, I don't know what Santeria is. So I'll do a Santeria episode, but I thought we could have a day.
Are you going to tell them what Santeria is now that you just said
that? Well, I actually want to talk to an expert about it, but Santeria is like a religion that mixes, it's mostly in Cuba. In fact, Joey Diaz, who is this fabulous comic, keeps telling me these great stories when I don't have my microphone, so I want to get him on. But it mixes a little black magic with a little light magic, and it's based on the Catholic saints and stuff like that. There's a little bit of animal sacrifice and stuff like that. But the last time I've dealt with now 2 people that I did readings for, and one of them, his ex-girlfriend was doing Santeria, and It was
save it for the podcast.
okay.
That's a good cliffhanger.
Oh, all I'm going to tell you is
so now we kind of have an
courage
idea
went
of what
nutty.
Like
he walked in and he was like happy to see the guy, and then he turned around and chased something around the room barking, and I had to sort of play it off like, oh, he does that for everyone. He chases imaginary things that are following everyone.
And hopefully that person is not listening to you right now.
They're probably not. But anyways, I don't think I said who they were. And I don't remember. Blah. But anyway, so Paranormal Dictionary is coming up. If you hear me mention something and you're like, I don't know what that is, throw it in. So now, but we have so many great stories, and I already feel like we're racing against Dad.
Dad is a regular feature when we are in Pounder Hall.
I know. Dad and Mom. So where are we starting? Because we have so many good ones. You start with Dave?
I have Dave right up.
And that's all we're saying. We're not giving any more names because I can't remember.
I'll be careful.
We'll give everyone the last name X. This is Dave
but there
X.
there were a few I think that didn't want their name at all.
Right. So we'll name them Betty if they're women and Dave if they're men. How about that? We got Betty and Dave.
So now everyone's confused because this is Dave. It might really be Dave.
But we don't know. Only Dave will know when he hears the story.
All right, here it comes.
Okay.
Karen. Oh, yes. I have a small yet potent handful of experiences to relate. First, we are both from Massachusetts. You from Pittsfield, and
don't say. Where he's from.
Sorry. Good thing you hit me. Before I tell any tales, have you ever heard of? Can I say this?
Let me read it.
I think I can.
I think so
because he wants to know.
Oh yeah. Well, this is where. I think so, right? Yeah.
Well, guess what, everyone?
Dave didn't say that we didn't have to say him.
I know.
So this is
Karen like jumping in. You this is not.
It's not smooth. It's not smooth. It's not smooth.
Okay.
Yes. So he asked me about. Can I say it? Do you think?
Yes.
Okay.
I think you can.
Okay. So he asked me about Newton, Mass, where I did an internship.
Okay, now
I did an internship there in a scary, scary place.
Okay. Now can I go on?
Go ahead.
I'm in tears here. And not because of the letter. My goodness. Okay, I'm from Dudley. I can't say that.
Okay, skip that. We'll just go with Newton. He's from around Newton. Okay. This is the worst ghost story ever. We haven't even gotten to the first sentence. Do you need me to pause it?
I do.
Okay, I gotta pause it. Hold on.
Yes.
Okay, we're back. Are you all right?
I'm better. It was the church laugh. I could not control it.
Okay.
All right, here we are.
So this is Dave's potent story from somewhere around Newton.
Right. It's kind of near Worcester. All right.
Which I went to Fitchburg State.
All right. Everybody know where we are now. If not, you have time to get a map out. Okay. Here we go. Before I tell any tales, have you ever heard of Mount Ida? No, we just stopped and said we could say this college.
Okay, all right, go ahead.
Don't even stop me again.
Okay, we'll stop you again.
Okay. And it's not like we can answer this anyway.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of Mount Ida College in Newton Center?
Okay.
If so, or even if not so, have you heard anything of its paranormal proclivities? Okay, he's just showing off right now with this.
Wait!
Nice job. I attended a college there beginning in 1988 and later worked there as a police officer. If you have ever seen the movie Glory starring Matthew Broderick, Matthew, shout out to you, then just know that the college was established on the grounds of his real-life character's family. The place is, simply put, quite haunted. I can tell stories later, but first, would just like to know if you have any foreknowledge of it.
No,
FYI.
we do not.
So get back to us, Dave.
Email? Did I send you the wrong email? All right, well, this is to be continued. I did that one wrong. Okay, go to the ones I emailed you.
All right.
Dave, we're going to get back to you on that. Okay, here's one, and you complained the printing was little, but I think it's good. Who is it from? Is it a Dave or a Betty?
It is, it doesn't say.
All right, then just go.
Okay. It's a Dave.
Okay.
But it doesn't say not to use the name. Hi, Karen. About a year ago, my wife, daughter, cat, and I went to Pennsylvania for a week.
Oh, let me say something. Pennsylvania, I think, the people say New Orleans. I think Pennsylvania is the most haunted place ever because of Gettysburg and the battles and the people. that are creepy. Just kidding.
I don't think you
Okay,
are.
go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Okay.
All right. This wasn't the first time we all went out of state together. A year prior to this, we went to Myrtle Beach for a week. In both cases, we stayed in hotels. The time we went to Myrtle Beach, we actually stayed in one on the way to break up the drive. So my cat is I'm sorry, guys, it's small for me.
It is small, pretty.
Somewhat accustomed to being in hotels and hotel rooms and travel. Also, both long-term stays were in the same hotel brand. Okay, so we're in good shape there.
So it's same brand. Okay.
Right, okay. I forget what it was called, though. When we arrived at the hotel in Pennsylvania, we opened the door to our hotel room, and my cat leaps from my arms, and he hid under the bed, or bed skirt, could be girl cat, sorry, underneath the bed skirt. He only came out on occasion to eat, and then went right back to hiding. This continued for 2 days until one night we were all asleep, and suddenly we heard a dish break in the kitchenette. The plates were in a wired rack hung vertically above the sink. When I turned on the light, I found one of the plates broken on the ceramic tile floor. After cleaning up the mess, I noticed that the plate had hit with such force that it chipped the tile on the floor.
Wow.
I know, right? Oddly, after that happened, my cat no longer hid under the bed and acted completely normal for the rest of our stay. But that wasn't our last incident in the hotel. I'm a night owl. My wife is an early bird. So at night, I would pull the curtain between the beds.
There's a curtain between the beds?
Bed and the couch. Sorry, I
there
lied
you go.
about that. Never stop in the middle of a sentence. I pulled the curtain between the beds and the couch so the light from the television wouldn't bother her. I also really enjoy writing in my notepad because I'm so old. Yes, because I'm so old. What?
He still uses paper.
No, because I'm so old. I always had a lamp on as well. Okay, I get it. Sorry. One night I turned off the television. It was a standard hotel TV where you press one button on, and the remote and TV turns off as well as the cable on the satellite. I gathered up my papers and pen, turned off the lamp, pulled back the curtain, and started to go to my bed. As I walked in the pitch black to my bed, suddenly the television turned on by itself. Mm-hmm. The odd thing is, nothing was on the television. It was just a blank screen, which seemed inconceivable because you can't turn on the television without the cable or the satellite.
Ooh.
Right.
Classic ghost.
Wait a minute. I'm going to read that whole sentence again because I stopped in the middle again. It was just a blank screen, which seemed inconceivable because you can't turn on the television without the cable or satellite automatically turning on too. Okay. Right. My wife grumpily groaned for me to turn the television off. I hesitantly told her that I didn't turn it on. I grabbed the remote, hit the power button, and suddenly there was a picture on the screen of whatever channel I was last on. I hit the power button again, and the television turned off as normal. I have a podcast, so I brought a portable recorder with me in case I wanted to record something. I thought about interviewing the staff about the incidents and asking them if they had any paranormal experiences in the hotel, but regrettably, I never did. And if I have learned anything from you, it's that the hotel staff is not supposed to be talking about any paranormal activity.
Right. But sometimes you can get the anarchists that will talk about it.
I know.
Yes. And but that makes sense. A lot of people commit suicide in hotel rooms, number one. But also, I think he noticed that plate was thrown. I hope he didn't get charged for the chip in the thing.
I don't know. If they only have a sheet between the beds and the living room, then I'm guessing it's not a high-end. Dave, was it a high-end place?
Probably, well.
It was not a suite.
But except, no, you know what, Well, if it had a little kitchen and plates, it was probably nice enough. Like that could be an Express Inn, which is good. So, all right, good story.
Plug for Express Inn. Yeah, I'm really sorry, though, when I stopped in the middle. I'm sorry.
There we go. 20 minutes. We got one story out.
Okay, hold on.
Who's the next one?
I don't know if I can say it.
Is it Betty or Dave?
It's a Betty.
Okay. Oh, yeah. I think this is the one. Okay, let's go with it.
All right.
And
I'm
we'll
gonna
say
see.
Betty, but I don't think this one was. I got to email all these people and tell them their stories are on.
Okie doke.
Okay.
All right. I work as the clerk for a very small village in Michigan. About 800 people, no stoplights.
Wow.
That kind of small.
I like that because I don't stop at stoplights anyways.
Because they're what? Stoptional? That's what my
Stoptional.
friend says. I've been here a little over 19 years and have had quite a few weird things happen in our old village hall.
What just fell?
I don't like that. Was that the bird?
Yeah, we'll say it's the bird.
We're going to
Keep
say
going.
that. Oh, man. I don't like that. Okay, so we have the clerk here at the very small village that's teeny and it has no stoplights. I've been here a little over 19 years and have had quite a few weird things happen in our old village hall. It's not an everyday kind of thing, but once or twice a year, I have stuff happen that I just can't explain. There's a police department here in the building, so cops wander in and out occasionally, and I do get a few walk-in customers, but 80% of the time I'm in the building alone. When you come, I know. When you come into the building, you can turn right and walk into my office, or you can go straight, and it will take you out into the main meeting room. There's a back door to the building, but the outside has no handle to get in, and the door is located inside the police department, which is kept locked at all time. So anyone who comes in through the front door has to leave the same way. I bet that's a setup. I mean, setting up for our story.
I hope so. It's
Okay.
good. I'm already on the edge of my seat. Because
Right.
first of all, when you have a town that small, like that was where all the horror stories begin. You know what I mean? College kids come in and it's a town of 800 people and they're in a cabin or something. So I'm already good. And something fell, a bagel fell or something here in my parents'
So
house.
you're a little nervous
I
in this
am.
room.
I think this is good. We got the mood and everything. Go ahead, hit it.
Hit it. One day during the summer of 2015, a woman walked into the building with a small child. It was a girl with long brown hair wearing a red jacket. As they walked into the front door, I heard the little girl chatting away about a mile a minute. The woman turned right and walked into my office while the little girl, who by then had stopped talking, kept going straight and walked out of my sight into the meeting room. The woman sat down in the chair in front of my desk and proceeded to pay her tax bill. We chatted for a minute or two about the weather and whatnot. Just everyday chit-chat, nothing in particular that I can remember. But as we were chatting, I was thinking to myself, gosh, that little girl is being awfully quiet. I wonder what she's up to out there. The woman stands up and says to me, "Have a great day," and heads out the front door.
Oh my God.
I know. Of course, my first thought was, what the hell? Did she just leave her kid here? I got up. I went into the other room. And there was no one there.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's a good one. And it was nicely set up.
Uh-huh.
And wonderful description.
Ooh.
Yes.
Little kid ghosts are the creepiest.
Yeah.
Especially when little kids in general are the creepiest. If you're me. Wow, that was awesome.
Nice job.
You know what else is very interesting? It's almost an interesting visual how the woman's walking in and this little kid is talking to her, la 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 la, and she doesn't. It's not even aware. She's not even aware.
It's a little bit like The Sixth Sense.
Oh yeah, exactly. And also, I'm glad that story didn't die with the woman going, "Well, my kid passed away 6 years." You know what I mean? Like,
and maybe we would have known that, but she didn't ask, and I'm so glad.
yeah, because now it's just a great story without any prior sadness.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, except that I said that. All right. That was a good one.
Okay.
Okay.
In for the next. See, now, if they don't specify, why should we say her name?
You know what? I think
She wrote her whole name. I would just say her first one.
well, you can say her first name, I think.
All right. We're going to say Julie. Nice job. And you're
Yeah.
entered into the contest.
Into the contest.
Woohoo.
And when this airs, the person that won will already have known they won.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Here comes
That
the
was
next
a good
one.
one. Okay. Well, they're all good. We appreciate the time they take, so we're not going to say any are bad.
Oh, yes. Okay. Oh, I will say this is, I'll tell you what he is. He's
Okay, I'm going to pause it sometimes when we have to check the names because we didn't do our homework before. But this is my friend Jim, who drives a bus. Who's awesome. And he's a comic.
She wants to talk every time I start with,
sorry. Okay.
You better be sorry. In a couple of years, when we get this down pat, we will have everything ready for you.
A lot of people like the squabbling.
But there are relatives.
No, a lot of people that are my friends are like, that's funny.
Okay. So this is Jim, who signs he signs actor, bus driver, comedian.
Yes. Very
What a
funny
combination. Okay. Not much of a ghost story. I was a Greyhound bus driver. I had a passenger commit suicide on a bus while I was driving.
Oh.
Wow. Don't really want to go into the details of this suicide. I later was driving that same bus with no passengers, empty from Los Angeles to Kingman, Arizona. All the lights were off inside the bus. It was
Okay, that's the heater, just so people don't think we're getting beaten by a stick. That's the heater.
on our metal back, because it certainly did not sound like our skin.
Okay, back to the bus.
Our back braces. Okay. All right. I got to go back on this sentence because it was good. All the lights were off inside the bus. It was the middle of the night. A light in the rear of the bus came on. I felt a chill. I pulled over, walked to the back, turned the light off, used the restroom, then got back to the bus driver's seat and looked back and noticed the light was on.
You know, yeah. And it must have been in the same seat as the guy committed suicide.
Needless to say, I was wide awake on that trip. Yeah, and you know the skeptics, as I used to be 2 weeks ago, would say, "Oh, there's a fuse in that light. That light, there's a bad connection."
No.
Okay.
Well, you know what else? There's a lot of stories about. There was a famous story about a plane that crashed in Japan, and the airline saved the seats. Went to the crash site, saved the seats, and people will still on other airplanes. They'll be like, "What is with that seat?"
Oh,
and
they
reused
them.
They reused them. Yeah. I know.
It's like the Indian burial ground in the sky.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Well, yeah. And so, that also, too, that would create a residual haunting, because if you're in a plane strapped in a seat, the trauma and the energy that goes when it crashes, you're like, So that really makes an imprint on they saved parts of that plane and reused them.
Oh.
I know.
But
you know, big business, they don't care.
No.
Greyhound's not going to replace that seat. Well, maybe they cleaned it.
We don't know. There were no details.
I bet on Greyhound, sometimes you can't tell.
Yes, Jim, we want to hear back.
What if someone told a lie and it just happened to be true? And what if it happened in 1692? In 17th century Salem, a disreputable young man breaks his engagement by accusing his fiancée of witchcraft. Little does he know, she's an actual witch. Salem Burning is a fast-paced, brand-new take on the Salem witch trials, and this time, the women win. Salem Burning, a new novel by Daniel Sugar, is available exclusively on Amazon. Pick up your copy today.
Okay, so who's next?
All right.
Is this another Betty?
It is a Betty.
Okay.
Whose name is Jody.
Okay.
I have taken
Apparently our anonymous thing isn't really working that well. Okay, Betty Jody. Okay.
It might be Jody Betty. We don't know.
Okay.
All right. I've taken care of 2 Down syndrome girls for many years now. Over the years, I have seen one of the girls walk up to 3 different women and place her hand on their stomach and say, "You have a baby in there." Each time she was right.
Oof.
They were so early in their pregnancy that they hadn't told anyone yet. Well, one day I picked up the girls. Okay, that was a separate.
First of all, you know that me, as a woman who doesn't want children, that would be the scariest of all the ghost stories. If someone walked up and said, "There's a baby in there."
Yes, true. Okay, this is another. Okay, and this is about the same 2 girls. Well, one day I picked up the girls and brought them to my house. As I pulled in the driveway, the same girl said, "Jody, why do you have ghosts?" I asked her why she said that, and she said they were in the window. She was staring up at my bedroom window. Now, guys, you need to keep that in your mind, that it was her bedroom window. It'll come up later. She would not get out of the car, and she said she was scared. A few minutes later, she said, "Okay, they're gone. We can go in now." Since then, every time the same girl is in my bathroom and you can hear her talking. She says things like, "Stop it. Don't talk to me. I don't like you. No, go away." When I ask her who she's talking to, she says, "Never mind."
That's interesting.
It is. And it's always the same one.
It's always the same girl?
Mhm.
I wonder if that...
It's the
Okay.
one of them, not the other.
Got it.
Okay. That's what she wrote anyway. "The first time I realized there may be something," in quotes, "in my house, I was in the kitchen in front of the stove, and the carbon monoxide detector came flying off the wall, moved diagonally across the room about 4 feet, and hit me in the hand.
Huh.
The nail was still attached to the detector."
Ugh. I like that. That interesting that it was almost, was it carried or thrown? It sounds like it's carried if it moved diagonally, like there was no arc to it.
Oh, it was, yeah, because, well, it said flying off the wall.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Every night for a couple of months, the door handle of my bedroom closet would start twisting and rattling. I would wake up, it would wake me up, and each time I would get up and open the door. After I closed the door, it stopped for the night. For the past couple of years, I've opened my closet door and let it out before I got in bed. This is a little strange that it, quotes,
Yes, it is.
can't get out of the closet without me opening the door, but somehow gets back in there every day. Also, we've heard running from one end of the house upstairs to the other end. For this to be possible, whatever it is would have to be running through 2 different doors.
Wow.
I know.
You know what would be interesting?
Tell me.
Is if this person could find out when it may just be running through the doors, or also if this is a residual energy, if she did some research on the house, what she would find is those doors weren't there. So the ghost that's running back and forth is running through the old house. Like when
I got you. Somebody put the doors in while she's
right
there.
Sometimes when people see ghosts, they'll see like knees up, or they'll see them elevated higher, and it's because that's how the house was before. They're still in their house, the energy of their house. That's why it's imprinted. So that might be, those doors may not have been there.
Well, Jody, if you're listening, get back to us with that, because we want to know. Okay, she's got another one. She's got a couple, it looks like.
What's very interesting, though, is that she has to open the door to let something out. I have a residual energy in my house like that, where the trying to get out of my bedroom, it's all the men that have been trying to escape me. They have created a residual energy trying to leave my bedroom.
Okay, here comes, she's got 2 more, it looks like. Okay. One night we blew a fuse and I had to go down cellar and reset it. The next night, my daughter and I are sitting in the living room and hear thud, thud, thud over and over. My daughter says, "That sounds like a beach ball bouncing," which means I read that way too quickly. Thud, thud, thud.
Okay.
I said, "It sounds like a rubber ball or a beach ball." I walk down cellar and find one of the pool beach balls out of the storage box and sitting in the middle of the floor. The ball was not out there the night before. There were no more sounds from the cellar after I went down. Did it follow me downstairs the night before and was locked down there? Did I let it back up when I went down there? Okay, that was one.
You know what? I wonder if this is, well, first of all, it sounds like a child. This is, okay, so this is kind of dark, but it sounds like somewhere in that house, a child was locked in the closet at one point. So
I don't like that story.
No one likes it. Except Harry Potter, because that's what happened to Harry Potter.
Lived?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Which was just awful. I'm surprised little kids liked that, but and they love it. But also sometimes if it was something darker, it would be masquerading as a child. But it really sounds like a child is running through her house, which also, it's interesting that the child with Down syndrome wouldn't say, because I think child ghosts often react to other children.
Could be.
So we need to find out how old the Down syndrome child was.
All right.
Okay.
She's got
a note.
Well,
and of course we don't, as we have learned from Tom the Demonologist, you don't really assess things from one story. You kind of have to
especially
go and take your time.
From Pounder Hall.
Right. But also we are just commenting. These are comments, yes. Not assessments.
Right. Lay people. My sister has a little more experience.
I hear parents coming.
Yes, I do too.
Hi.
Hi.
Did you go back down to get the laundry?
Go get it.
This will buy us 5 minutes.
We're on.
We're on the air. We're taping. So don't
You
tell
can
us
say
if
hello,
there's
though.
an issue.
Hello.
Now
Okay.
go.
Where's
you,
Dad? Okay, go ahead. Finish the story before.
One night I was in the downstairs bedroom on the computer, and I hear "Mommy" whispered in my ear. There you go. You didn't read this, did you?
No.
Wow. I spun around in my chair and laughed, thinking it was my daughter sneaking up on me. No one was there. I yelled for my daughter, but no response. I got up and went to the stairs and yelled to her. She was upstairs in her bedroom the entire time. Another night at about 2 a.m., my daughter and I were watching TV. We were talking about something, so I paused the movie I was watching. While talking, we heard a man's voice say, "Hello." We both froze, and we're trying to figure out where it came from. I saw her phone sitting there, and I panicked. "Oh, no, you called someone." So basically, yeah, you're calling someone by accident in the middle of the night. She picked up her phone and showed me it wasn't even on. We heard the same voice again. "Hi."
Interesting.
And the last one, should I read it or just paraphrase it? Because this is like the Jody show.
This is a great story, though. I want to go to
the one about
Jody's
the battery.
house. Jody, you have to tell me where your house is. I want to go to your house. Tell me the next
We'll
one.
fly her out there, Joe.
Yeah.
Okay. I can't go, though, because this is too scary for me.
Okay.
One day, I had someone over to my house checking the insulation in the walls. He was removing light switch plates and taking pictures. We went into the hallway. He set his camera down on a dresser, and I left the hall. He turned away to remove the plate. I stood and watched as the camera slowly moved 4 feet across the dresser and stopped in front of me. Just then, the man turned around and went to pick up the camera and noticed the missing camera. He looked over and saw it in front of me. He gave me a look like I had taken it. I reached over and picked it up. Oh, sorry, he reached over and picked it up. He went to take a picture, but the camera was completely dead. He was very confused and said it had been fully charged. And she put an asterisk. The dresser is even and nothing slides off. So she wanted you to know that.
Right. Well, that's a good investigation point.
And it would be a really crummy dresser if it was
slanted. Yeah. I would suggest. Exactly.
You couldn't leave anything
unless it's some Art Nouveau sort of thing, like the ones that are twisted. But I would.
What's this?
Hi, Dad.
Came in.
She's here too.
Hang on. We're taping something. Hold on 1 second, Dad. Okay. But you can come in. But that is that's why ghost hunters have pockets full of batteries and recharging things all the time, is because the ghosts like to take that energy. So probably as this thing was moving the camera, it was also draining it for its own, weird pleasure.
I think, Jody, you're going to have to invite us. We're going to have to fly out to you or drive to you, depending on where you live.
Exactly.
All right.
So we're still talking about Jody's house. Sorry, we had to go. The parents came in. The thing that's funny is I'd like to get into Jody's house, but I kind of don't feel like there's trouble yet. So she should just leave it.
You have to find out where she lives also.
Right.
So.
But also what people don't understand is if this is all fine and you're fine opening the door and nobody's getting hurt, you might not want ghost hunters in there. You might want to leave it because obviously what's in that house is very used to her. So they're saying hello and stuff like that. They're not afraid of her and they're not, if it escalates, I will go. But sometimes people don't understand. You don't want to,
tip the cart. Seems like they have a very good relationship.
Right. So, Jody, good luck to you and your ghosts.
I know.
But keep me posted and send any more stories because these are great.
I bet they are. Well, they seem to be.
Yes.
Not I bet they are. I'm listening to them.
That was Betty Jody. Okay. So now we are on our next one. We have been banished to the hall. So this was this is another Dave.
Okay.
Everybody's Dave or Betty.
Dave.
So Dave loves the podcast.
I'm just going to leave the one little section out because he does want that in.
But he did say he loves the podcast. That's important because I have no self-esteem.
He loved the podcast,
so
but
right to there, in my early 30s. Start there.
Well, because it says right here he's got to have something.
I have
experienced a dark force since I was a little kid. It caused me to have many feelings of depression at a very young age. I also have experiences with remote viewing,
Yep.
astral projection,
Wow.
and shared dreaming.
Wow.
Oh, and he's a fellow comic, so
It's all right. So Dave is a fellow comic.
so he finds that funny.
And here's the other thing too. If and this person can get a hold of me more if they want. It sounds like from as a little kid, sometimes that's what we call an ancestral haunting, which it could be something that came down his ancestral line, like passed on from one.
Yeah, I knew what that meant.
Okay.
But thank you.
It's something they don't cover in Ancestry.com. They don't have those on
But
the
in
little
real
trees.
life, if you know that word ancestral,
You would guess that.
you might. Context
So I don't.
clue.
I don't need that in the paranormal dictionary.
No, you
okay.
do not. In my early 30s, before I became a comic, the dark force came back and attacked me. I will send pictures. During the attack, the creature felt fluid and solid at the same time. I could... Yes.
Oh my God.
Mother's having all kinds of problems.
Okay, hold on. All right, I'm going to pause. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm going to make an announcement that Sue and I are going to try and get better organized because my dad just came out and told us that my mom needed help, and my mom did not need help. So we're going to try. We got to find a better way to do this without. Oh no, they're not coming, are they?
No.
Okay.
But here's what my suggestion is. Not better organized, just a new location.
Location, yes.
Or we could lock my parents in their room.
Well, also, but the other people don't know that I have to edit this 5 times because we said the names of everyone who said, don't use my name. And then we said the name. So everybody is now just Dave or Betty. That's it.
And you've all heard, now you're hearing the edited version.
Right. So
Amen.
they didn't hear anything that we weren't supposed to say.
Okay, so shall I
the
start this
dark
from the
spirit,
beginning or
yeah.
no, right on?
No,
still?
go to the dark spirit that
Okay.
was fluid and yeah.
All right, in my early 30s, before I became a comic, the dark force came back and attacked me. I will send pictures. During the attack, the creature felt fluid and solid at the same time.
Interesting.
I could feel its muscle and flesh, and
Ooh.
I know, and feel nothing at the same time. It was at night, so I thought it was a dream. The being bit my right shoulder, and I know I don't like this.
Oh, he sent me this picture. I saw it. It is, yeah.
And it felt like a very hot clamp with teeth. I physically hit and pushed the being, but it would bend and absorb my punches.
Wow.
I then remember reading that demons prefer to dwell in the darkness and go unnoticed. Let's see. And, okay. An image of the evil eye came to me, so I told it calmly. Do you want me to leave the expletive in there to say it?
I think we haven't sworn on it. Well, yeah.
It's going to be a big one. I'll enjoy it.
Okay, do it.
Okay. And if my son is listening, cover your ears around here, honey. He won't. I see you, you ugly motherfucker. I have to say it quietly in case one of the old people comes through. And for a little levity, because this is a scary story.
Okay.
Okay, leave me alone. And it left. I got out of bed. I'm so sorry for laughing because this is horrific, but maybe it was offended by your vulgarity. Okay, I got out of bed thinking I was dreaming and went to the bathroom. I looked in the mirror and I saw my left shoulder bleeding.
Oh, I saw this picture. This is a creepy picture.
But it was healing fast, so I grabbed my phone to take pictures. The next day, I was getting ready for work and went downstairs, and I totally forgot about what happened, and my father jumped up because he thought he saw someone walking upstairs. Ooh, okay. Later that day, I was taking my finals for a class, and a hissing voice told me, "Don't go to class, you're going to fail." In a hissing, snake-like voice. I had a warped sense of reality and looked at my phone and saw the pictures and remembered what happened. After my test, I turned to my shoulder and said, "I see you, you ugly motherfucker. Leave me alone," and felt so much better. I Googled demon of self-doubt and experienced what others experienced. I have more stories for you, but I'll stop here. Yeah, stop here.
No, I want more.
Well, she can have more, but this is scaring me because I'm afraid I'm going to be bringing some of this back with me.
No, you won't.
You know my one ghost story?
Do you know what ancestral means? It means
Yes.
as long as you're not related to Dave. This is his.
And you said his.
That's not his name. That's what we call everyone Dave or
right.
Betty. We call everyone Dave or
I'm
Betty.
so flustered by this. close.
All right, we'll this is a closer.
Wait, I'm going to tell
okay.
you my ghost story to leave on it.
You have a ghost story?
Well, I actually called you about this.
Oh, okay, and just a couple notes with Dave that he did the best thing there. It was really good, and
The swearing at the ghost.
well, just taking charge of it.
He did.
And there was something else that I forgot. It was probably important. The way he was describing how it felt, that would be interdimensional. So that is good. Demon of self-doubt. I got to look at that. I wonder if I have that.
This is horrifying to me, this part.
Oh, yeah, that is.
And I have to tell you, I have seizures, and I know that it's not the same thing, but it's so weird sometimes, the feelings that I would get, and my body would feel like it would twist and turn, but there was no swearing.
That could definitely be an interdimensional. Hi.
How are you?
Good. We're taping a podcast about ghost stories. That's okay.
okay.
Do you have a ghost story?
What's that?
Do you
Do you
have
have a ghost story?
A ghost story?
Yes.
If you gave me time to think about
Well,
it.
you can
we'll
be
have
on
you
the next one.
No, I mean, before I came, I probably could think of all kinds of things.
Well, that's
Okay.
good. Save those and bring them next
Now
time.
when I see my dad, my mind just goes totally home.
Because
Oh,
that's
okay.
what happens to everyone here.
We're now commandeering people in the hall to tell us their ghost stories, even though we have a ton. We're going to have like 4 podcasts with how many we have. But there was something else in that. He did really good. Also, the thing
The
where
photos?
he noticed, I saw the photo.
No, I mean, was that the thing he should have done?
Oh, yeah. Well, no, that's not neither here nor there. That's fine. But sometimes he said it was healing quickly. Sometimes there's 2 things about that. They do heal quickly, and sometimes with the scratching or the biting, it looks like it's coming from the inside out. Oh. I know. Sorry. Maybe I should have a too scary for Susie ghost story where I just read them.
And have somebody else read those.
All right. All right. Well, I didn't know you had a ghost story.
Well, it's
Tell
a
me
very
your-
short, small one.
But you know, when you have your seizures, you might be moving interdimensionally.
Yeah, that's what I feel. And it
Yeah.
stops when I'm taking drugs, though.
Yeah, and I told you the story about my friend that she spent some time in the Matrix, like didn't know like her blood
movie?
pressure. No, but kind of the movie, like did you see the Matrix? She was in it.
I don't.
And
I don't know what
her
that
blood
means,
pressure
though.
went low. It means that the Matrix is actually like energetically, if you could see what was going on, you'd see a matrix of energy balls. That's how
Okay,
we're communicating
thank
and
you.
traveling.
All right.
And her blood pressure got so low, she was in it. And she could see the Matrix. On one hand, she could turn around and talk to her brother and her boyfriend. And she was getting scientific information from the Matrix, turning down and saying, write this down. And she has this huge book. I can't wait to have her on. Natalie, you have to come on. And she said, I think I already told this story, so sorry if you're hearing it twice. She said she got scientific information that she had no access to before this happened. And one of the things she heard in the Matrix was that we have misdiagnosed schizophrenia, that these are actually people who are seeing through dimensions. They're seeing dimensionally through to other worlds. So there you go. I'm hesitating now because your eyebrows are furrowed, like you're nervous. All right, tell me your ghost story.
I am a little nervous now.
Tell me your ghost story.
Okay, mine is really not that exciting, but so I was in my kitchen by myself because my husband sometimes will play the trumpet in another town in Syracuse, and he leaves me for a while, and so I'm about ready to make something for dinner, and we have one of those magnetic knife holders, and all of a sudden a really sharp knife fell on the floor. Right. And I got really nervous, and I was getting ready to call you, and then a can of beer rolled off the counter. And I think you said not to worry about it when I did call. It was a long time ago. And then I thought to myself, well, I hope my husband didn't just get in a car crash and that wasn't a message from him because he's the cook and he drinks a hell of a lot of beer. But it wasn't. He's still with me, and I have no idea what that was all about.
Well, 2 things. First of all, the magnetic is probably a good thing to keep stuff away. So that I wonder if, this is weird, I wonder if you know, all over the United States, we have little earthquakes, even where there aren't supposed to.
We've
and
had a couple.
Yeah, that sounds like an earthquake. Because one of the things we do to keep ghosts away is sometimes put up magnets, because the magnetic energy kind of throws them off.
Well, except there were 5 other big knives on there, and none of them fell but that one.
Right.
Wasn't that's it for me, though. And it's much easier
enough.
than somebody biting me and swearing.
Yeah, that's rare.
That
but
was
this
really
is,
scary to
I got to
me.
talk to this Dave again.
Yeah, Dave, man. But I'm not going to be around when you do.
No, and I won't show you the picture, which
But I'm
was
glad
really
you controlled
freaky.
that ghost. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
And that you did okay. You did well, not okay. That you did well on your test, I think.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't find out how you did.
So
Just that you feel better. And I really am sorry I had to whisper that swear, but if an old person came around the corner,
we'd be expelled.
except for, and here's my favorite story of the world. Here it is.
Story
Ready?
of the world. Okay.
This is about old people and swearing.
Okay.
Okay, there's a lady named Nancy here, and she runs around in a little scooter, and we have this big fair in the summer, and it's a lot of stuff you might have gotten out of your garage or whatever, kind of like a
Yard
big
sale.
yard sale. It's huge though. So anyway, I said, hey Nancy, did you like anything in there? She goes, yeah, I couldn't get around in there. She goes, I couldn't move my scooter, and she comes out. So she says, yeah, and then I told myself, oh, fuck it. Then I took my picture with her, needed a selfie, because come on, I had to post that on Instagram. What 80-year-old says that? I bet a lot do.
I bet a lot more than we know.
Right.
But it is frowned upon over 70. What else was I going to say? I actually have so many notes on this story, but I can't remember them. Well, I think we're going to get more. He said he has more stories. The other thing is, this is what people don't understand with attachments and demons. He was right when that thing was like, you're going to fail. Like, they want you broken. They want your confidence and everything broken. So that is, that is what that thing will do. That's what they'll do. That's why you have to be confident. Yeah. Okay. Are we good for today? Wow,
We're
that
good
was
for
hard
today,
to
but
get
it was
through.
hard for me.
I
I don't like this.
Kinds-
Last time they were easy stories.
Wait, but okay, well, there's going to be some hard stories. Are you going to stick with us? Do we need people to email and tell Sue to stick with us? Is this like Tinkerbell? We're going to have to applaud really loud so you
Yes,
come back to
clap. Oh, yeah, I'll stick around, but I'm going to tell you, this Dave was killing me. Dave, you and Betty /
Yeah.
with a house full of ghost business going on. Those are too scary. We have to put some lighthearted ones in here too.
Okay. So when I
change
asked
them up.
you if you wanted to read ghost stories, you thought they were all going to be funny ghosts? You want us to find Red Fox? Is that more swearing?
Okay, we're going to leave now because
So I'll do the outro. Okay, thanks everybody for listening. That was a tough one. We'll get through another one, and we'll try not to have our parents rushing in. And please leave me a review on iTunes or wherever you listen to Paranormal Karen. I would love that. Send me your ghost stories, anything else at paranormalkaren@gmail.com. On my website, which is karenrontowski.com. You can also, if you want to buy ad space, I have a sponsors page. If you just want to leave a little tip, there's a thing you can do there. Please let Susie know you appreciate her gritting her teeth through this. If you have anything you want me to put in the Paranormal Dictionary episode, we will do that. karenrontowski.com for everything if you want a reading. And anything else, Sue?
Dave will already.
Okay, I guess we're done. Thank you.